This life is a movie. Yeah, this life like a movie. Retribution. Real. Stand on this one for real. Retribution from the heavens, bout to storm on these demons. This the birth of a nation. Watch the rise of a king. Gotta keep pushing forward. It's like we kicking and screaming. It's what I do in my leisure. Dropping bombs, really beaming. Yes, the Lord getting even, so I ain't holding no grudges. I be taking the high road, not caught up in ruckus. Now bow down to the judges. Better act like you know. This that unquenchable fire, it'll swallow you whole. When I'm reading these verses, I go so deep in my zone. King Elohim at the throne, it is you I exalt. Give me strength to bear the light and rip these scoffers apart. Don't you ever be deceived, God is not to be mocked. You might as well dig your own grave and jump in the plot. In the face of corruption, we claim eternal destruction. Still I beg for repentance for all the days I was bugging. If it wasn't for the Lord, I wouldn't see this thing coming. Retribution, retribution, a perfect execution. Retribution, a life begins right here. Retribution, a perfect execution. Retribution, a life begins right here. Life is a movie, the scoffers pursue thee, but we shall not fall, we never fall. Life is a movie, the scoffers pursue thee, but we shall not fall. Now we strong and courageous, they dismayed and deflated. They call the army brigaders, I call them Satan's crusaders. Now watch the vultures invade them. I love the look on their faces. I'm seeing fear and amazement. It's like they hating our color. They might just take my body, but they ain't taking my soul. I'm sort of emotionally scarred, but still I'm moving forward. I pray for healing, my Lord. Give me a shield and a sword. Yes, all these blessings obtained while I'm breaking free from these chains. Let me be wise on my days. Give me stature with age. Been ridden evil spirits without burning no sage. On fire when I write, I burn a hole in the page. Flash the pin out of my grenade. They shall never enter my rest. Yes, I solemnly swear to battle the flesh. Stick to these words, you handle the rest. Send your son, we under duress. One God to help with the rest. This life is a movie, and scoffers pursue thee, but we shall not fall, never fall. This life is a movie, and scoffers pursue thee, but we shall not fall. Sometimes I be feeling like life a movie, cause the most high judgment, execution be so on point. It's like I'm just waiting for the director to yell cut. It's like the life we live in is a movie. It was already written, you know what I'm saying? The script was already drawn up. You gotta feel me on this one.
Shalom, Israel. It's your boy New Breed. That's to the world over. If y'all like that track, it's called Retribution. It's on my SoundCloud. Follow me on SoundCloud at I Am New Breed. There's gonna be lots of heat going on there, lots and lots of fire songs, man. And pretty soon I'm gonna be dropping a whole album called Culture on there. We're just gonna call the album Culture, because you know that's what it's all about, the culture. But ladies and gentlemen, man, we gotta talk about the age of the agents. Right now we're living in a strange time in history, and I call it history like it was already written. You know what I'm saying? Because like the song was saying, life is like a movie almost. It's almost like the Most High is the director, especially when your eyes is open. It's like everything be so consistent and on point. His judgment, his execution. I mean, if you paid attention to the signs, everything be so on point. It's almost like a movie, you know what I'm saying? So anything that's happening is already history, because it's like when you go into them words, the text that was written, it's like it's already done happened, and you just staring at it. You know, you seeing it through your conscience. It already happened, and that's how I be feeling every day. Every day is like, you know, I'm in some type of twilight zone here. You know, I'm fully cognitive. I'm fully awake. But everything has already happened. No doubt. But anyway, I want to talk about how people are becoming weaponized. There's a lot of people who are becoming agents, knowingly and unknowingly. I want to talk about what's going on in the world. And it's so much to cover. I don't even know where to start, y'all. I don't even know where to start. But first and foremost, I tried to speak about this topic earlier today. I tried to speak about it on Instagram. For the first time, I went live. Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, my IG is Newbreed404. But anyway, I attempted to go live. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my first time on IG Live, and I experienced shadow banning initially. Yes, the type of shadow banning I experienced was interesting. Like, the whole feed disappeared. The story itself disappeared. I was not able to save it. No matter what type of application I downloaded, it would not salvage the actual story. It would not salvage it. And it's because of what I'm about to say in this live here. And I'm gonna be honest with you, this live is not gonna stay on YouTube. If you don't follow me on Patreon, the moment where this live stream ends, it's going to Patreon. My Patreon is patreon.com/newbreed with a capital N. But I'm telling you, what I'm about to tell you is gonna really quantify the situation that we're looking at here. We're in the age of the agents. I know a lot of y'all notice people who was bagging groceries are now the damn mask police. People who was, basically helping you take your belongings to the car in various places. People at Best Buy. They're now the damn social distance police. See, and I'm not blaming those people, but it almost seems like everyone, even outside of the people who are working these quote unquote essential jobs, where it's in their job description, it's in their literal job description now to play policeman, to actually make sure people are social distancing and things of that nature, make sure people are wearing their masks. But it's going overboard. I'm going to be honest with you, it's going overboard. If I didn't know that the Most High's retribution was coming, I could be totally honest with you. I would be a lot more fierce and mean and just totally, because ignorance really gets to me. Stupidity gets to me. And people who can see 2020, what's going on with this whole virus, I'm going to put that in quotations. The way people are acting, we're almost finding it just idiotic at this point. We wasn't afraid to begin with. And now it's just plain old idiocy. And if I didn't know the Most High's retribution was coming, I'd be snapping on people left and right, man. But you know what? I've humbled myself. I'm not going in on people when they coming up, hey, where's your mask? Things in Atlanta are incrementally opening up, and it seems to be more foolishness all over the place. But I'm dealing with it well. But a lot of things I see is just totally, it's just asinine. All right? But what you're watching is the same people in the world, the general public, who believe everything that they see on mainstream media. Everything that's aired on CNN, CBS, Fox News. What you're seeing is people, basically, those same people who believe everything, they're becoming empowered. Those same people are becoming empowered. And that's by design. Mayor de Blasio, he opens up the snitch line. And that's what he calls it, a snitch line. It was written of in the New York Times. It was written of in the Washington Post. And Mayor de Blasio opened up the incentive lines. So look, the average citizen now, the average citizen can look outside their window, and if somebody is not social distancing, then they can call these lines and actually get a cash reward to have police come through the community and do whatever it is they're going to do, people are getting incentives. A couple weeks later, after this happened May 24th. Couple weeks later, April 24th. Couple weeks later, Tekashi 6ix9ine is released. So now his job, his task is to basically brainwash the youth. Brainwash the youth to basically snitch for an incentive. He told you on IG, I came home to the bag. So now you have the last line of defense, the literal last line of defense, with the gang culture being destroyed. And now it's the youth that they're going to target. So now you're going to have a lot of agents within the youth, because let's be real, people. People are still going to be having parties, secret parties. People are still want to go to their Airbnbs and have their little gatherings. It's the summertime. That's only natural. But guess what? All that's shut down because you got weaponized agents. And you know what is happening right now is literally everybody who can see, everybody who is unplugged from the matrix totally, everybody who can see is becoming a target. And let me tell you, the people who don't have fear are the ones that can see. Regardless of what you believe, regardless of your ideologies, regardless of your religious beliefs, regardless of your political beliefs, if you are not afraid of what the media is pushing, you are a threat to the media. They are dividing the line in the sand right now to see who can be controlled and who cannot be controlled. That's what's taking place right now, ladies and gentlemen. Those who can see, who are not afraid, at the very least, they don't believe everything that's shoved down their brains. Those people are looked at and isolated and ostracized. And the rest of the public are being used as agents. There's no other way they can do this. There's no other way they can usher in a new world order unless they create their agents, their sellouts, their people in the communities. That's what's taking place right now. And I'm going to tell you like this. This portion of the live, what I'm about to tell you, is probably the portion that drew a lot of attention to the IG stream. It gets a little bit deeper. Gets a lot deeper. Let's just call it FG. All right, we're going to call it FG. Y'all read between the lines. Ever since FG was put up, a lot of people on social media, different personalities, they was pushing a lot of fear to y'all. Talking about how it's going to melt your brain, how you're going to die, how all of this is going to happen. Meanwhile, channels like myself and others were telling you what 5G was really about the whole time. Or FG, not 5G. I don't know nothing about 5G. FG, right? We were telling you what it was about the whole time. Now, let me put this out here. If you live near a FG tower, it can be damaging on a molecular level. It can be damaging on a molecular level if you live near one of these towers. And I would advise you to find a way to move away from that tower. I would advise you to stay with a family member, do whatever it is you got to do to get away from it. It is real dangerous. But the overall purpose wasn't those dangers. The overall purpose was the frequency that the world needed to usher in a surveillance state. Let me repeat that. The FG system was the frequency that they needed to usher in the surveillance state. Digital Angel, Very chip, RFID two-way radio frequency chip. All of these things coexist. It is all about the mark of the beast. Let me repeat it. It is all about the mark of the beast. The FG is all about the mark of the beast. All right, that's what it's about. They needed the surveillance first. And what you're seeing is a test, it's a test run. I said this once and I say it again. We are a part of a huge social experiment. It is a huge social experiment. When you walk in certain stores, they don't let you into that store unless you have what? Unless you have a mask. It's going to come a day and age where you can't walk into a certain store if you don't have your computer chip implanted in you. Those times are coming. Google and Apple have teamed together. Google and Apple have teamed together and they can divulge your information, your medical history to local law enforcement. If you are deemed as susceptible to catching COVID-19, if you are in what they call a hot spot, they can use Bluetooth technology to trace you, your whereabouts. And if you are in quote unquote a hot spot, then they can send local law enforcement to your area. So I know a lot of y'all been seeing the police brutality take place in NYC. And you're wondering why, like, you know, it's happening in urban communities. You're wondering why this is happening. You're wondering why it's happening in the projects and the hoods. Why are they coming in and targeting these individuals? As you can see, they froze they tried to freeze the thumbs. Wondering why certain people are experiencing police brutality in these areas. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's because the people who have the less, the people who need the income are the ones who are calling these lines. And instead of police coming in and separating or quarantining, there's police brutality taking place all over New York. So now you're seeing a test run. Now you're seeing a test run of what they're doing with the incentive programs with Mayor de Blasio. Now you're seeing why they released Tekashi 6ix9ine. Because they need more. Listen, the devil cannot operate unless we let him in. If a person let him in our community, then they got a doorway. The devil cannot come in unless you let them in. Even if, and I don't care what that regards. People talk about witchcraft all the time. Listen, a witch can't cast a spell unless you're doing something dirty that allows that portal to be open. That's the same way your enemies work. So that means there's somebody in your community that's calling these people. There's somebody in the community that's reporting individuals for wanting to get some air, to step outside and breathe. Imagine that. But when you go to the suburbs, when you go to those communities, these things are not happening. They're not happening. It's not happening, ladies and gentlemen. You know why? Because they're showing you who the target is. We're talking about a virus that started off in a meat market in Wuhan, China. And now it's in the cusp of the ghetto. It's in the cusp of the hood, the projects. Wrap your mind around it. I'm just saying that's what's happening. So what they did incrementally, man, these are some meticulous demons. They are some meticulous devils. What they did incrementally was they targeted the vulnerable, the elderly. The elderly were isolated, put in the hospitals where no one can come see them. Family can't go. They were given morphine drips. They were given ventilators. All we know is they mysteriously passed away. Right after that happened, they started talking about creating a vaccine for babies, newborns. 2019, there was an astronomical amount of missing women and children in the urban community. So what I'm seeing is a very tactical warfare going against those who are vulnerable. Women, children, elderly. All vulnerable people. Rest in peace to the brother Ahmaud Arbery. This brother was a strong brother. I'm going to tell you what this whole thing is about. Why we're seeing Ahmaud Arbery's story. Why we're seeing this break the way we're seeing it break. And what's the agenda? Anytime something is mainstream, it has an agenda. What we witnessed with Ahmaud Arbery was a snuff film. Something that should only even be accessible would be the black web, the dark web, right? But you're seeing it float all over social media and not be suppressed. You can't tell me for a second that these type of videos cannot be removed, because I didn't watch live streams be removed. I didn't watch my IG video get removed. I didn't watch videos get taken down and disappear. I done seen it so many times. So the question would be, as you can see, they're trying to shut the live down. Hit the thumbs up, y'all. Y'all don't see what's happening right now? What we witnessed was a snuff film, and I'm going to tell you why we seen that. Now, I done already explained they incrementally targeted the vulnerable. So after they incrementally targeted the vulnerable, what would be the next step? The strong men, but the men that's unarmed. All right, we back in the building. They tried to shut the chat down as well. If y'all in this chat, mash the thumbs up, y'all, because I'm telling you, they trying to shut this one down. They're trying to stop the momentum and everything. All right, so they incrementally went after the vulnerable. Then they went after the brother Ahmaud. And he wasn't vulnerable at all, because this young man, he put up a fight. He put up a real fight. Rest in peace to that brother. But he was unarmed. He was unarmed. Now, the minute police show up and they see this young man dead, and you got two cowardice rednecks out of Brunswick, Georgia, with a weapon, a shotgun, but this young man is unarmed, there should have been an immediate arrest. It's an open and shut case, right? But the reason why it wasn't an arrest is because there's an agreement that we don't know about. There's an agreement that's hidden among those who are in the know to who the targets are. There's an agreement, y'all. For them, it's hunting season. And I'm going to tell you like this. I'm going to be real with y'all. I see a lot of PSAs going out from various religious groups, Nation of Islam, different brothers inquiring. Let's use the word inquiring. They're inquiring about, should we or shouldn't we retaliate? My answer is no. You shouldn't retaliate. But here's my answer. You fight them exactly how they fight you. They fight you with paperwork. Paperwork. They go down to the local sheriff department. Yeah. They put their name on a list to get a concealed and carry license. They wait 4 to 6 weeks. And that way, when the enemy come, you can ward them off. See, in that situation with Ahmed, if he would have just showed that he was prepared, those cowards, they would have ran off because they don't want to put up a real fight. They want to go after people who are vulnerable. See, these agents, because that's what they are, they're gang stalking agents. They're gang stalkers. That was neighborhood harassment that young brother went through. They was probably watching him for a great amount of time. He was targeted. He was watched. He was stalked. And then when they got bold enough, they executed judgment. It's imperative to be aware of your surroundings because they're agents. We are in the age of agents, and they don't need no damn badge. They don't need no badge. That's clear. When they want to acquire a weapon, they go down to the gun store. They get a criminal background check. They wait 4 to 6 weeks. When that check comes back, they purchase their firearm. I know there's brothers out there who've experienced things in their life that may be hindering them or binding them from buying a weapon. But let me ask you this, brothers. Why not try? The worst that can happen is they say no. No, you can't get this because you got a felony. No, you can't get this because of that. And then you know what you do after that? You utilize paperwork. You go get the record expunged. You find out what you got to do to get it expunged. We got to start using our minds. Soon as there's a window of opportunity to get certain things in place and provisions in place, we got to take advantage of those opportunities. If we even get those opportunities. But according to the book of Luke, we're told to sell our cloak to buy a sword. That means sell the clothes off your back if you have to buy a weapon to protect you and your family. Straight up. Because right now, these agents, they're getting real comfortable. They're getting real comfortable when nobody is speaking out, nobody's protesting, nobody's picketing. So they're getting real comfortable. Those same gang stalkers that was targeting you, they were targeting you for a reason. They're getting restless. Let me explain something about the mind frame of these agents. I'm going to break it down. Every agent that's put in place right now in the world are demon possessed. They are riddled with demons. Fear is the biggest catalyst for demons. Let me repeat that. Fear is the biggest catalyst for demons. So all of these people who are afraid when the news broke that all of these people are going to die, those are the people who are now the agents. And let me also say this. It's a lot of talking points, so bear with me. In recent news, right? It was aired that they expect 54,000 people to commit suicide who are gun owners. Now, what kind of statistic is that? Like, where did they get that number? What are they talking about? They said in likes of COVID-19, they can expect 54,000 gun owners to off themselves. This is what they said. Now, I don't know how y'all minds think, but when I hear news like that, when I hear something like that, I'm like, I'm suspecting that 54,000 people who own guns are going to mysteriously commit suicide. Let's just leave it at that. Mysteriously. Who is generating these numbers? Are these numbers goals? And I'm only questioning. I'm not saying they are or not. But you start off with the vulnerable, then you go to those who are unarmed, and now you're saying that gun owners, 54,000 of them they're gonna go too. Some interesting numbers there, some interesting ideas. You know, the situation with Ahmaud Arbery, this one, it hurt. This one hurt bad. You know, in slavery, they would take the strongest young man who had the most fight in them, and they would brutalize him. They would do unspeakable things to him in front of everybody else on the plantation. And what it was designed to do is psychologically destroy the strong men who have fight in them. That's what it was designed to do. Because when you're looking at it, man, no matter how strong he is, no matter how much he fights back, they're going to win. They're going to kill us. That's the mind frame they want you to have. But the righteous, that's not the mind frame we take it. You can air your snuff films, but we're going to learn from that brother's life. We're going to gain more courage. And I'm telling you right now, this is not the battle they want. They do not want us to go to our God. They do not want us to collectively pray to our Father in heaven, because they know that that's going to be the end of all of their rulership. They know that hell, fire, and brimstone is going to rain down on them. They know that all the plagues of Egypt is going to hit them all at once. They know that our God is watching us and protecting us. See, if they wanted to, if they could, they would come through this door right now, and they'll put a bullet right in my head, but they can't. Hell, they will put a bullet in all our heads if they could. But there's spiritual laws put in place. You can't lay a finger on the heads of the righteous. It ain't gonna happen. And we ain't afraid. We ain't operating in fear. We operating bold as lions. We got courage and we ready. See why the world is afraid. All the social media personalities, and y'all know exactly who they are. The ones who are sitting here telling you what's going on, but not offering any type of resolution. Those who are promoting fear agendas. Those who are continuously giving you the Hegelian dialect, but are not telling you to turn to your God. Not telling you to prepare for the worst and hope for the best. Not telling you not to operate in that demon of fear. Those ones are going to get it too. They're going to suffer too. And I have no mercy for anybody who's sitting there, causing the rest of the sheep to be afraid, because listen, they look at us like sheep. Useless cattle. But really, we lambs. We lambs. It's a difference. We are living in an age of the agents. Man, straight up. Let's see what you the people got to say. Lyrical Lights. is real freedom in immorality and power in the death of this temporary flesh. Remember the story of the mother and her 7 sons in the book of Maccabees. The chosen remnant will receive. That is absolutely intriguing, brother. Yeah, I actually just read up on that a couple weeks ago. And now that mother in the book of Maccabees, she was a soldier. Look, she told the youngest son, look, I know they just killed your brothers, but hey, don't you be afraid. Now that's a mother right there, bro. That's a mother right there. That's the mind for any mothers out there. You gotta let your sons be warriors. Let them know, listen, I don't care. You stand for your God no matter what. No matter what, even if it come to death, you stand for your God. That mother was real. I just read up about that, bro. We all need to meditate and pray in unity. Absolutely agreed. Absolutely agreed. Yeah, we definitely need to soldier up, man. We need to prepare. This battle right here, this battle is just to chastise us. That's what you got to keep in mind. This battle is to chastise us, mold us like clay. We're supposed to come out the other side of this like gold tried through the furnace. You know, when you see a piece of gold before it's tried through fire, yeah, they trying to bump the live stream. You see those numbers climbing up, but they trying to bump out the live. When you see that gold tried through the furnace, it's coming out shining, man. It's coming out shining. Let's see, hold up. Omarion Slaughter says, as long as you under the protection of the Most High God and honoring his laws, statutes, and commandments, you don't have anything to worry about. 100. No doubt about that. You don't have nothing to worry about. And the Most High's retribution is coming, man. His retribution is coming. Romans chapter 12, verse 19, it reads, dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine. I will repay, saith the Lord. So that scripture right there is in response to a lot of these religious organizations inquiring about retaliation and, going out here and being reckless and all of that. Listen, our God that rules is going to take care of this, man. The Most High is not to be played with. Retaliation is coming. It's coming. And it's not going to be by the hands of us. I'm declaring that it's going to be supernatural intervention. I'm declaring that in the spiritual realm, there's a fire being kindled up against all of our enemies. That's what I'm declaring. Nothing illegal about that. Nothing wrong about that. Our enemies will be destroyed by a force that's stronger than anything that this world has to offer. We don't need to get booted and suited up. But I will say, it's going to come a time when we're going to have to soldier up and be warriors. And when it's time to lift your voice and cry from the rooftops and have that warrior howl, as all you brothers out here, I'm speaking directly to you men out here, it's going to have to come a time when we're not afraid to speak out against injustice. Because regardless of what you want to say about the civil rights movement, you got to honor the valor. You got to honor the courage. See, the youth back then, the teenagers back then, they used to go into these little rural towns. Yeah. They used to pull up in these buses, get spit on, get shoes thrown at them, get bodily fluids thrown at them. And they used to still sit there and march. If you don't honor that, then I don't know what to tell you. Then you don't have that spirit on you, because that was still the Most High Spirit operating in that time. And it was teenagers. Look what they doing with the teenagers now. Back then, you had your Yummy Sandifords. You had your Malcolm X's. You had your young men, brothers in their early 20s, late 20s, even early 30s. That's still considered a young man. These men were spearheading the civil rights movement. But now you got Tekashi 6ix9ine out of jail, and they trying to figure out if snitching is cool or not. They trying to figure out if it's okay to call the incentive line to turn their young brothers and sisters in for having a good time. That's the times we living in. The age of the agents. Because believe it or not, they got rid of the gangs. They put the gangs on punishment. No more street activity. So now let's go after the youth. Gangs are done. Now let's go after the youth who've been brainwashed consistently through social media. Because I said that the gangs were the last line of defense, but I'm wrong. You know, let me correct myself. The youth is the last line of defense. Because those are the ones who can run 5 miles, run 3 miles without stopping. Those are the ones who can fight back. Those are the ones with the young bones. If your enemy come, the youth the ones that got the agility. But guess what? If you turn them into agents, you have no line of defense. And now we can strategically pick people off. We can strategically target certain individuals. And that's what you see happening. And it's happening on a vast scale worldwide. This is truly what they're implementing is a new world order. But they're not going to succeed. They're not going to succeed. Because if it was up to them, no human flesh would survive the onslaught that they're trying to put on us. But it ain't up to them. Let's see. Keelan Smith says self-sufficiency is the best gainer for a relationship with our God. Bless his new breed and stay empowered. Absolutely. Being self-reliant is what it's all about. Everything that's essential as a free man or woman, you should be able to have just stepping out of your door for free. You should have gardens. You should be able to go pick crops. You should be able to even have your own fabrics. You should be able to knit and sew. See, there's a lot of trades that we got to take back up. We got to gear our minds to the world that's coming. Because I'm going to speak from someone who is living in Atlanta. This is pretty much ground zero for everything being open and back up. This is the first place they're starting to open things back up incrementally. And I can tell you off break, things will never be the same. Things will never be the same. Straight up. Things will never be the same. So we got to start gearing our focus towards taking different trades, what's really essential. Don't believe what they tell you is essential. Because these are the same damn people that kept McDonald's and Burger King open, but didn't open no herb shops. These are the same damn people that closed the gym, but they kept the liquor store open. So don't let them tell you what the hell is essential. What's essential is agriculture, gold, silver, farmland, learning how to knit and sew, learning how to till soil. These are the things that's essential for survival. Y'all got to excuse me because I have to manually scroll the actual comment section. It doesn't feed by itself for some odd reason. Awakened Soul says, is this not a beautiful time to be alive? Question mark. This is a time where your strength and courage are tested. We can still win this spiritual war. Absolutely. Absolutely. That is a great way of thinking of things. See, that's the type of people I like to interact with, positive-minded people. And that's a very positive comment because, listen, you got to count it all joy. Your spirit actually gets to get tested through all of this. You got to be happy about that because now you have more reassurance to what side of judgment that you're going to fall on. You get more. It's like the more the world tries to put the clamps down, the more they try to squeeze us dry and render us of all morality. As long as the economy is dropping, as long as austerity measures are starting to take place, you know that the Most High God is real and your faith grows even stronger. They tried to bump the live again. You ain't gonna be really surprised as long as you can endure to the end. Because Matthew the 24th chapter says, he who endures to the end, the same shall be saved. Just keep enduring. Y'all see what they doing? Let me tell you something. This channel right here, a channel of 60,000 plus subscribers. That's a lot of subscribers, right? When you say that's a decent amount. They've allowed only a certain amount of people in my live streams for years now. And I noticed this, and I'm not talking about the numbers, but what it's going to take to really get this truth out in the future, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to take your support on Patreon. It's going to take you to be able to adapt to new platforms. If you want to really see these videos and get this kind of insight, this video right here is going on Patreon. But if you really want to get this type of insight, join me at Patreon, patreon.com/newbreed. It's $3 a month and you get full access to all the material. I actually had to go through a paid service as a conduit for my videos. I pay to be on Patreon using Vimeo. That's how much I want to speak the truth and I don't want to be censored. So I pay for Vimeo. I just need you all to come through and support the videos because pretty soon these type of talks ain't going to be going down in this platform. You're still going to get videos, but just not these ones. Let's see. Tony Levin says, that's how they do on live. They don't even let me get viewers. I could tell I got over 1,000 followers and everybody else. I go live. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, the system is set up a certain way. And I'm going to tell you like this, man. We're in the age of agents. And I don't care who this offends what I'm about to say. I really don't care. Anybody, and I'm going to say this right now, anybody who is using a Tekashi 6ix9ine case as a Hegelian dialect, talking about his case, street nigga codes, what he did, what she did, what they did, who did this, who did that. When it comes to that case, anybody talking about that is a damn agent, an agent of chaos and distraction. And I don't give a damn how many truth jewels they drop. I don't care. I don't care. They clout chasing and they're doing it for a whole nother reason. If they're not pointing out the obvious of what this is about, because at this point, it's obvious to me why he was released. It's obvious to me what the agenda is about. And if they all caught up in the case, they're trying to keep you distracted. That's all it's about. And there ain't no lie. That's just straight up. The third spokesman, says internet stalkers by adult creates gang stalking in our generation, this phenomenon. You know, a lot of times people call it a phenomenon when it comes to gang stalking. I don't like to call it a phenomenon because that would make it something unknown. Gang stalking is spiritual warfare. Gang stalking is spiritual warfare. All it is these demons, these agents who are spiritually possessed, dead inside. They allow fear. They allow fear of a lot of things. They allow uncertainties, insecurities to riddle them with spirits. And when somebody is of faith, of light, they're going to gear all their energy towards them. It's like the demons got everybody on your street, everybody in your neighborhood. Now it's like, why is this person still so, what's the word? Why is this person still so calm, collected? Why are they not afraid? Why is this person not doing what we're doing? Where's your mask at? Didn't you see CNN last night? Don't you know 100 million people are going to pass away this year due to COVID-19? Where is your mask at? That's just a low-level example. But these are the type of emotions that they let rule them. Yep. Hudson says, keep reading and learning. Knowledge is power, no doubt. Yeah, listen, we unfazed, we unaffected, we still healthy, we still safe, we still strong. And no disrespect to those who lost their lives due to this virus, because we know that our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, according to Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. If you don't have the knowledge, then you can lose your life based on that. If you know something, if you do not know something can kill you or harm you, like morphine can put you down. If you take morphine, it slows up all your organs. These ventilators can destroy you. If you don't know this, then it can cost you your life. So it's important for us to spread the knowledge. That's why I say share these videos. This video you're not going to be able to share unless you're a Patreon. Also, if you're on Instagram, my Instagram is 404. It's Newbreed404. The Spiritual Jamaica Retreat. We're still waiting on a window of opportunity to travel. The moment that I touch down, I'm going to give dates. Once the dates are out, we're going to start early availabilities, deposits, etc. For those who have not seen the flyer, go to my community section on my channel. Check out the flyer. It has all the information you need to contact. It has pictures. And once you download WhatsApp, you send me your contact information. I add you into the Spiritual Retreat Jamaica group. In that group, you get real live updates. And plus you get the bond with people who are like-minded. You get the bond with people who may be in your city. You get the bond with people who may be travel partners, people that you may want to meet there. And it's an excellent opportunity. And, and everything that we spoke about regarding being self-reliant, we're going to learn it there. You got Elder Larry Culture there. He's going to be showing us how to work on the farm. You got my brother Russell with the Wood Rush Retreat showing us how to live off the land. I'm talking about drinking fresh water straight out of the mountain. And I'm telling you, it makes a world of difference because I had it. Go on my channel. Look, man, I sampled it. It's the real deal. And I'm looking forward to the retreat. And the best part about it is, it is definitely affordable. It's definitely affordable because if you look at the flyer, it says 10 days. But it also says in small print that you can choose how long you want to stay. So based on how long you want to stay will be how much you pay. So you can basically save up for how long you want your trip to be. And that's just excellent right there. But I'm looking forward to that. If you're interested, send me a WhatsApp invite utilizing the number on the flyer. Hold on. This brother put a donation. Thank you for the donation, family. It is unfortunate that even some of the minorities were killed due to improper care, did not die from COVID-19, but were placed under that statistics. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you like this. The mechanism have been put in place. Um, man, put it like this. Every single respected, revered doctor or physician that came out publicly and said something about what's going on, their videos were removed. I'm going to leave it at that. That's all I'm saying. Their videos were removed. So what that makes me believe is you could just say COVID-19 is whatever you want it to be. That's what that says to me. It says whatever you want it to be, that's what it is. And looking at what I'm seeing pop off in Atlanta, I'm getting the jits that that's what the situation is. Anytime I'm riding down the highway and the digital sign says drive with distance, never said drive with distance before. How the hell a virus gonna fly through a highway through a car driving 65 damn miles per hour? Like what is this virus? What is it? This is like the real boogeyman. This thing can jump from car to car. This thing lives on surfaces for what? How long? It said to live on surfaces for 24 hours. Damn it, 80-degree weather kills it. Air kills viruses. Don't you know when a virus hits air, it dies? It's damn 85 degrees outside. People are afraid of a respiratory virus. Like, what is this thing? It's like it's whatever they say it is. It's like whatever they say it is, that's what it is. I mean, think about it. Thank you for the donation. Great channel, always listening. Thank you, family. Thank you for your support. And then you got all of these people who are just becoming agents. They are the COVID agents. I mean, you can walk into a grocery store. You get your cart. A lady will run out. Hey, that cart ain't been wiped off yet. Where's your mask? What the hell is going on here? Agents everywhere. I can tell you now, it's going to be an interesting summer for cities that open back up. Cities, if any more cities open back up, because I think Atlanta was the test run. It's going to be an interesting summer. Because how are you going to have things open back up, but still trying to utilize social distance? It's going to be interesting. It's going to be strange, man. But we're not supposed to try to make sense of nonsense. It says the old hyper sensing the youth like animals. I'm not sure what that means. Justin Wine says COVID-19 is the operation's name. The scientific name is serpenza, snake flu. Satan is a serpent. Absolutely. The word coronavirus in numerical form, it actually breaks down to 666. So what we're looking at ultimately, like I said, with FG, because FG has a part in it, what we're seeing ultimately is the mark of the beast. The name, the mark is actually 666 as well. So you're seeing the New World Order. I mean, we're seeing it straight up. That's what it's about. CJ said the energy in Atlanta is just different. It is. It's very different. It's odd. It's very odd. I can't wait to go to Jamaica. Can't wait to go to Jamaica. I need to be around like-minded people. Because it's very difficult for me to deal with people who are just dumb, idiotic. And that's what it is. It's idiocy. Anytime you believe in nonsense, it's idiocy. And it's hard to be around it. And I know a lot of you targeted individuals and enlightened souls out there, I know you can feel my pain because it's almost like you you know how Martin slapped Cole in the back of the head when Cole say something real stupid. Imagine feeling like that all damn day. Just imagine that. You know when on Martin when they be like, "Shut up, Cole." That's how I be feeling all day seeing how people operate. It's like, wake up. You don't see what this is about yet. You don't see that your people are being targeted. You don't see that this is an agenda. You don't see that you're a part of a huge social experiment. Like, are you this dumb? Like, that's how I be feeling. But I'm trying to humble myself. I know y'all can feel where I'm coming from on that. Real talk. A-Ro K says he feels the same way. No doubt. It's just crazy to me. Guess who said this is above our freedom and rights? Yeah, what you have is a situation with public safety versus personal freedom. Public safety versus personal freedom. And that needs to be addressed. Let's see, what's that right there? Kim Yada McLeod says, Deuteronomy 28:22, the Lord will strike you with wasting disease, with fever, inflammation, with scorching heat and drought, with blight and mildew, which will plague you until you perish. That verse is pertaining to slavery, bondage. That is something that kind of like already happened with our captivity. Right now, you're seeing people get medically induced. So that scripture right there is not talking about COVID-19. Right now, you're seeing people just falling for the hokey dokey. That's what you're seeing right now. I like to call it the depopulation hokey doke. That's what you're saying. No doubt about it, man. It's always an honor and a pleasure to build with y'all. Man, you know, you can expect this live stream to go on Patreon. I'm glad y'all caught it live. It may be on YouTube for a few minutes, couple hours, but it's going on Patreon. So if you're not following me on Patreon, follow there. Thank you. With that being said, shalom and peace.